Hi everyone, welcome back to another card video on my channel. So today I wanted to actually just colour in some flowers. I didn't have a lot of autumnal coloured flowers and I had a lot of these. These are like organza fabric flowers. So what I decided to do is colour some of these in using these sprays from the Tonic Nuvo range. So these are mica mist sprays and they are full of mica, beautiful colors, and I'll tell you what they are actually. This one is Crimson Velvet, then I have here Beryl Swirl, and this one is Pecan Peach. So the combination of these three gave me these beautiful flowers here, and the greeny blue colour just gives a hint of that mermaidy green colour, and it just looks amazing. And they're the perfect autumnal colours, vintage colours, and just what I didn't have in my stash. So from this to these, I really enjoyed colouring them in. And right here I'll put, what I did actually was I just put some paper under the flowers, so I wanted to catch the ink on some it was lightweight white cardstock. So I'll put a picture in here of what I ended up with. So I saved up all of that paper and the inky paper, and I dried them out, and I used this particular die on them, and I'll show you what I've done. So this is the Spellbinders Shapeabilities die, and this one's called the Heirloom Triangle, one of my favorite dies. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to bust out some of my old dies and create a card with them today. So I'll show you what I did. So I'm just going to move my mica mist out of the way and my dies. So I ended up with, this was the piece that I actually coloured the flowers on. So I cut out a main die, and then I took out another white lightweight cardstock, and I picked up all the ink and I cut some shapes out, as you can see, and it just gives this amazing sheen, and you can see the colours, they just splatter really nice and they dried into this beautiful sheen. So I'm going to get started in making the card today, and for that I've got here a card blank which I've cut down, and this measures, let's have a look, 6.5 by 5. So it's a really nice size card, and I've also cut out an insert which I'll be putting in here at the end. So for the layers, this is the first layer I cut, and you can see the amazing, this is just leftover ink from colouring my flowers. So obviously I wanted to use this because the colours are so nice. I love the luster and shimmer of this. And then using the die, I cut out this piece here using some craft card, and I just think it gave it a really nice warm tone. So let's put this together, and I don't want to stick every little bit on it, so I'm just going to add some glue to the inner frame. And to do that, I'm just going to use some craft tacky glue from Tonic Studios. And like I said, I don't want the whole thing glued down, and there is a right way and a wrong way, and I have actually embossed it to get all the details, and it's a beautiful die and a lot of details, so you don't want to miss out on getting all your details, so definitely emboss your dies. And I'm just going to add the glue just to the inner frame because I want to create some shadows behind the actual intricate piece, and I don't want to stick every little bit down. Let's get a bit more glue up here, a tiny bit there, and this will then sit on top of here, and just, you're going to marry it up and then just stick that down. Okay, so just hold it in place for a bit until it just grabs onto the bottom layer. I think I just need to just do that. And this is going to create my first layer. Okay, so this then will then go onto my card base, and you can see on my card base it's large enough to leave me a slight white border, which is what I wanted. So let's just get that stuck down a bit more. So I'm just going to put this to one side for a second, and I'm going to show you these two pieces here. So these pieces were cut off from this piece here, and this is literally when I went in with my card and picked up the excess ink. So I came out with these two pieces, and I think I want to use this one where it looks like there's a little splatter, and that is going to be foam mounted on the other layer that I've just done. So for that I'm just going to use some foam pads and just going to get them stuck on. Maybe one more. And I'm going to use my Tonic tweezers that came in one of the craft kits, and I'm going to use that to take the backing off. So I'm just gonna, this is so easy to do. Instead of using your nails, you just use your fine tweezers and take the backing off, and it's got a very fine precision tip. So check out Tonic Studios. I'll put the link below where you can find different tools and glues, mediums, obviously dyes. There's a lot of new storage items available now. In fact, there's also a brand new scoreboard available, which was shown on Create and Craft, so definitely check out all the tools as well. So now I want to decide where I want the lighter area and where I want the darker area. So I think I want it like this, so this corner looks like it's had a little splash of ink, and I'm just gonna put that in the middle there, and this whole piece is gonna sit on here. So I think this needs to straighten up a bit. I think I've put it on slightly crooked, and I'm not too fussed because I've put it on with foam pads. I'm just gonna maneuver it slightly. Gonna take that off, and it's stuck down pretty well actually, considering it's I'm gonna put some hot glue behind here now because the foam has stuck onto the card. So let's get this stuck down quite central this time. Like that. And that's going to sit in the middle here. So this is going to go on with some foam pads. And this time I'll use the long roll because I want a tiny bit of dimension on this. And I've got my scissors that are specifically for cutting these foam strips. So I'm just gonna get some of these cut out and put on. Okay. And then these foam strips just peel back like that in one piece. So foam strips are actually easier to use than little foam pads, but I've got a ton of foam pads and I don't have as much of this roll. So let's get this stuck on here, and I also want to add a tiny bit of wet glue, only because foam pad over time does dry out, so you just want to future proof it. And I'm gonna just put that down like this. So that is my card base done. Okay, and now onto my embellishments, which I've got here. So I obviously want to use the flowers that I've coloured in. I'm going to zoom in slightly. So the flowers that I've coloured in, I've also got some white paper flowers that I want to use, and I have a die cut sentiment from Crafter's Companion, and I've just cut it out in white, and I've just laid it with a craft card behind just to give a slight shadow, and that says love. And I've also cut out a tiny word that says with, which is also gonna go on the card. So before I put all these flowers on, I want to put my insert in because I'll be using some sequins on the top, so I don't want that the sequins falling off whilst I do the insert. So I'll do the insert first, and that will finish the inside. And this card opens up in a traditional book way, so it's a traditional fold card. So there's my insert, and I've just chopped the corners off to round it off just to make it look nice on the inside. And I don't want to lose my words, so I'm just going to put that here. Okay, so with my flowers, I'm going to cut off the backs because they're just going to be flower heads. I don't need the back of them. And I think I want to use 3 of them, the 3 that I've coloured in. And it's going to be quite a full card, so you know, if you like this sort of card, this one is a perfect example of how full I like my cards sometimes. And the white flowers that I've got here, I want to take the greens off because I don't want to introduce another colour here. So I'm going to take them off. I'm being quite rough with this because you don't really get to see the back anyway. So I'm going to take them off. Use this beautiful one here again. Take the back off here. Snip the stem off. And then I might use a couple of the smaller roses here as well. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to chop the back off and then peel back the green leaves, trying to leave all the petals intact. If I want, I can just take that whole layer off, just be easier. Make that into a smaller flower. So I'll do the same here. Just take the whole back layer off and that'll give me a smaller rose. Okay, so I kind of want everything on this side, and I do want my word somewhere around here. So I'm just gonna go in with my hot glue, put the first one down, and I'm not going to be too precise because I can move this around, and I've just dropped a bit of hot glue here. Just pick that up. So I'm just going to go in and put these down where I think I want them. And you don't, as you go on, you'll see if you don't want something, you don't have to add it. It's your card. You know, you decide if you want things there or not. Let's add this one here. And you can, because you know they're just embellishments, you can manipulate how you want them or where you want them. I think I want this one up here. Got one more, probably want that one up there. And then I want to fill this space up a bit, so let's put that one there, just here. And then these smaller ones, I can just probably tuck one behind there. And this card is like more is more kind of thing. Probably put that one there. Okay, and then I've got my love, which I want it kind of overhanging here, and I want the width probably just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue to the L and the O, and to do that I'm just going to add a bit of wet glue, back of some card, pick it up like that, tuck it here, just have it hanging off. And because there's so many layers, it's not going to tear, but if you want you can still add a bit of glue here like I'm going to show you now. But I don't mind the overhang upwards. Bit of glue string there, so I'm just going to put that on like that. Just hold it down a second so it sticks. And then I've got my little width, and that I'm just gonna put on here. So I'm just going to put the glue down first, and then put that on here again, overhanging like that. That just says with love. And then the last thing to do, well actually it's not the last thing because I've got some sequins. I want to add a tiny bow. So like I said, it is more on this card. So I'm just gonna, I've got some seam binding here, which I'm just gonna snip off a tiny amount. I'm gonna do a double bow like this. Start again. So let's just do 2 loops, double bow is there, and then I'm going to cut the tail off. This bit off here. I have this just off to the side here like that, so I'm going to get that stuck on with a bit of hot glue. And then one last thing I want to do is add, let's have a look for my sequins, add some of this Ice White Pure Sheen Sequins by Nuvo Tonic Studios. I'm just going to add a few, so I'm going to put a few down. And then I'm going to get my glue on. So let's see what I want to do. Want one here, just wherever you fancy. One up here. And you can put them on with your hands or tweezers. Because I put the glue on first, I can just go in and put them in with my hand, or you can just pick them up with your tweezers and a bit of glue and put them on that way. So that's going to finish off this card. And these sequins again are available from Tonic Studios in a whole different range of colours, shapes, and maybe I need one more. So yeah, there's a lot available. You just need to go and check out the website. One just here, and that finishes my card. So I think that came out really adorable. I know there's a lot going on, but I actually like that on this card. And just play around with your bow. And make it all neat and tidy. Snip that off. And these scissors came in a kit as well from Tonic Studios, and they're just so sharp and so amazing. So I'll be using those on my seam binding and ribbon. But that is my card for today, and then here's the inside finished off. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know below, and check out all the links below as well to Tonic Studios. I'll put the link to Spellbinders as well, so where you can find these pretty dies. And that's it for today. So have a lovely day whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.